Hello students, today we will learn about the system operations performed by the Unix system administrator. Following is the list of operations performed by the system admin. Booting the system to monitor the run levels of the system, finding the modes and shutting down the system. Let's begin with booting the system. When the system is switched on, the power on self-test is performed, following which the booting process starts. Booting device is selected by the BIOS setup, or the BIOS setup doesn't have the booting device specified, then the booting process will ask the user to enter the boot device name. Once the boot device is selected, the operating system kernel is loaded into the memory from the booting device. The kernel then initiates the init process, whose process ID is 1. The init process starts all the other processes, including the network and printer service. A Unix system boots to a specific state or mode called run level. The run level specifies the work to be done by the system. The default run level and the actions to be taken for each run level are controlled by the init process. Once the bootloader selects the OS to be loaded into the memory, the kernel loads the modules which are required for the hardware and software functions. For example, interrupts, device management, memory management, and paging of memory devices. Once the booting process is over, it initiates the init process. Now, the init process is the first non-kernel code loaded into the memory. The process ID or the process number of init process is 1. And this init process acts as the parent to all the other processes on the system. It handles all the starting services and programs to be worked on by the programmer. Based on the run level, the init process runs the appropriate scripts. Depending upon the run levels, the init process initiates the system into one of the following. If the run level is 0, then a shutdown is initiated. Run level is 1, the system works in the single user mode. Run level 2 means the system is put into multi-user mode. Run level 3 means multi-user mode with networking facility. If run level specified is 4, then the system is idle, that is not in use. If run level is 5, then multi-user mode with networking and graphical user interface. Run level 6 specifies to reboot the system. To know the run level of the system admin can use the who command with OR option. The who with OR option displays the run level for the system. It's the shutdown process. The shutdown command performs the following activities before shutting down the system. It notifies all the active users using the write to all, that is all command, asking them to log out. Sends signal to all the running process so that they can terminate. Logs off all the active users and kills the remaining process. Unmounts the file system which are added to the root directory. Writes information about the file system status to the disk for later reviewing. Notifies users to reboot or switch off or moves the system to single user mode. Now, shutting down the system is done by issuing the command shutdown. The syntax for shutting down is shutdown followed by the options, followed with the time at which the shutdown process should be initiated, followed with a message to be displayed to the users while shutting down takes place. Now, the time can be specified in the following formats, either exactly as minute, colon, seconds, or plus some time units, or now to activate shutdown immediately. Following is a list of options to be used. K option specifies that don't shut down but send the message to the active users. R option specifies a reboot, whereas H option pause the shutdown process. C will cancel the shutdown. The command equivalent to shutdown H option is halt, and you can use the reboot command to reboot the shutdown process. Shutdown followed by G followed by the 2 means shuts down the system after 2 minutes. For immediate shutdown, use 0 followed in the G option. To shut down and reboot, use the option G0 and followed by I6. There are two more operations which are very essential for the smooth functioning of the memory. This is taken care of by the system admin. The commands du and df are very helpful for the system admin to monitor the disk usage and the available free space in the disk. Du command will give a summarized or a detailed report of the files and directories which are residing in the disk. That is, a df gives the free space available in the disk. First, let's discuss the du command. Du lists the usage of each subdirectory which is given as the argument. The syntax for using du is du followed by the directory for which the system usage, the disk usage is to be monitored. There are two options used. One is S, which gives the summarized report of the disk usage. A gives the detailed report of each file and directory in the disk. The example shows that du-s followed by the directory reports the space used by each user in that home. Since the home directory is specified, this space used by each user is given in detail. Now df command reports the amount of free space available for each file system. Again, two options are used. T specifies the total amount of disk space. K option gives the space detail in kilobytes instead of block counts. The first example here shows that just issuing the df command will display the detail about the root directory and the subdirectories in the root directory. It gives a summarized report of the number of blocks and the files available in that free space. The second example, df followed by k option followed by the two directories, that is the root directory and the user under the root directory. Is the detailed report of the used disk space and the available free space and the mounted on file system in detail. Thank you.